Right, welcome to the Lonely Carp podcast, episode 12, featuring Rob Castle. Right, a little warning, this may contain strong language, so you have been warned. Right, welcome, Rob, mate. It's great to have you on the podcast. Looking forward to sharing your journey, mate.
Yeah, wicked man. I'm glad to be on it as well. How you doing? You all right?
Yeah, I'm all good. So, the first question, mate, we always start off with, how did you get into fishing, mate?
Well, going right back to when I was, I don't know, about 6 or 7. My dad used to go pike fishing with my uncle all the time down the river, and I was never allowed because I used to go and like sometimes you wouldn't catch, and obviously it wasn't enjoyable then. But that's what sort of got me off it, and then I started doing my own bits of fishing for anything and everything, on a feeder, on a float, doing all sorts. And then, unfortunately, come back one day and we'd been a summer's day. We didn't really want to get the stuff out. It's been a long day, me and my brother, and the window got smashed and all the stuff got nicked. So that sort of put a pause on things for a few years, and it wasn't until I actually started working at like the age of 16 where I got the twang for it again from the two old boys I used to work with.
Yeah.
Um, and basically they sort of asked me about fishing. I said, yeah, told them the same story if you like. And then basically they got me on a feeder setup that they got spare here and there and started going with them and catching, 15-pound carp up to 20 pound in a reservoir and got the absolute bug for it again.
So so basically you started about 16 again carp fishing, yeah?
Properly, yeah. But obviously, like when I was a kid growing up, down the canal here, down there, and bits and bobs, and yeah. Then the unfortunate happened. You got the stuff nicked, and it just sort of switched off. But proper back in the carp fishing at 16, yeah,
Yeah. So that's it. That's when you got the bug, mate, eh?
yeah, 100%. And yeah, I used to go sort of every other weekend with them. Obviously, working with them, they pay me, they pick me up, they take me. One of them would cook food, and do you know what I mean? They looked after me quite well, to be fair. We used to just go all the way around the sort of spots that they knew. Always pay lakes. Um, yeah, and it was just wicked. And then sort of stopped speaking, if you like, because I changed workplace, and obviously I was growing older. They was doing what they were doing, and yeah.
Yes, mate. So obviously you've been into carp fishing a while now, mate. So far, what's been like your most memorable like capture or your best highlight, mate? Or
Well, I must admit that's got to be summer last year. I can't say where it is, but I can say where the location. It was in Essex. I got in touch with an old school friend, and basically we met up. We done a few sessions, and we was on this complex, and there was 3 lakes, and we fished the two. Well, we fished one, and for one night, and he caught, and I didn't, so I was obviously itchy feet. So then I spent the second day having a wander around, and I was talking to people as you do, and everyone was like, "Oh yeah," 'cause I kept questioning about the back lake. And everyone kept saying, "Oh yeah, you don't want to go on that lake. It's hard fishing. There's not many stock in there. It's weedy as hell. You won't catch. You don't catch." And obviously, every time someone was saying that, I was like more intrigued about it.
yeah,
So anyway, it comes to like I don't know, midday into the midday set on the second day. I said to my mate, he was going at 5. He could only do the one night, so I was doing the two, and he was doing the one. So I went into the second day, and I said to my mate, I said, "Look, I'm going to go wander around that lake that you don't catch out of at the back, see if you can see anything." So I did. Put a couple of baits, bit of bait on a couple of spots, and then I went back to him about, I don't know, an hour after that, and I said, "Look, I've got to go over there." So I don't want to be like cutting our social short, but I literally need to disappear and go and set up there. He's like, "Yeah,
yeah,
wicked, mate. I'm here to boys. If you go up there and you look, make sure you phone me and I'll come up and take pictures." So off I went to the lake of disbelief. Went to the furthest point around the lake, pumped part of the stuff, and then just went wandering, checked the 2 spots that I'd been putting bait in earlier on. One of them was clear and one of them wasn't. I was like, right, okay, no time to mess. Got one rod off, flicked it into this little spot that I'd found with the chod, thinking it's full of weed, and the next thing you know, the sun pops up even more, and it was a dinner plate. So I wound that back in and I put my most confident rig out, which is a multi-rig on a heli setup, droppable lead. Put it out, no joke. 20 minutes later, it's roared off.
nice.
I'm like, oh my god, what is going on? What is going on? And obviously, all these thoughts of all these people that have been talking to me today, saying you won't catch, you don't catch, like There's a low stock. It's a good stock, but it's low stock, and I'm just absolutely knees knocking. I've netted it, and I was like, oh yes, man, it's like mid teens, and I was like, yeah, man, I've got a fish. I've got a fish. Look at the colour of it. Phone my mate up, and he's in disbelief. He's like, don't mess me up. Don't mess me about.
Yeah.
Like, I've gone, no, I'm being serious. Sent him the picture of the net, and he's come running round. And when I say he's come running round, he was in the army at this point. And he's come sprinting round, and I'm looking, and I'm like, he got this across the bank and everything, got jumping up and down and that. So, anyway, he's come round, got it out. And I haven't actually picked it up out of the water at this point. I'm just in shock of what's all just happened. I've gone down the steep bank, waders on, picked up the fish, and I've gone, looked at him, I went, oh, entertain, in entertain. He's got it entertain, is it? Look at it. Pulled it out. It was like 24 and a half pounds, I'm sure it was, but it was absolute stunner, common. That night was the night before, if you like, going into that night was a full moon due. I was like, right, this is me. I'm going to get one back out and sit here for a few hours and decide where I'm going. So he had to go then. And he says, if you get another one, let me know and I'll come back. So about an hour later, same spot, another fish, £2 bigger. And I'm like, oh my God, what is going on? Phoned him. He's like, I genuinely can't come back. I've had to go and attend to the missus' horse or something along them lines. So I had to do self take, which aren't great. I've sent you, well, there should be a picture pop up here to show that fish, but both of them fish. But yeah, that was mint, mate. Buzzed unreal. Went into the night, full moon. So yeah, really confident. Did have another run, but I lost it, unfortunately, into weed, but that's fishing. So yeah, that's got to be the mega one.
Mega one. Yeah, it's a mega common though, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
100%.
mega mate. Like I say, it's mad in it how people can sometimes you speak to them and they're sort of like warn you off the lake, and then you just got to see it for your own eyes, haven't you? And
I got a like a twitch and that when everyone was saying it. I was like, I've got to see this for myself.
yeah,
I believe it.
it certainly paid off, mate, didn't it?
Yeah, honestly, mate. And then obviously I continued to go back a couple of times after that, but wasn't successful. So it was literally like, I think I hit a window of opportunity. Apparently been very quiet and no one had been on it. And yeah, so the moon might have been it. I don't know. Like, it's one of them.
Yeah, mega man. But so is that obviously that's your most memorable moment in England? Have you followed on for that, mate? Have you had a mega moment abroad or
Oh
overseas?
yeah, definitely, definitely. Well, throwing it back to the two old boys, I'll name them Mark and Graham. The names are. I used to nickname one of them my dad and one my granddad. That was just the way it went. We'd go fishing. I brought granddad, like one of them. And yeah, basically they was like, oh, so do you want to come fish in France? I fished France with those twice, and then that was it. Then I got the bug to France, and I started going on my own. So I basically go back to this same lake, Blavet Valley, it's called, in Brittany. And basically I go there twice a year, once for a work party and once for a holiday. So I'm on, I don't even remember which one it is now. I'm sure it was a holiday. Although it may have very well have been a work party. I need to think about it. I think it was a work party. So I took my friend. I've been like 6 or 7 times to this place now. I had a lot of mega fish, but never nothing big. I've literally done every 20 from low to high, then every 30 from low to high. And I was brushing into the 40s, and not everybody I took with me had have a 50. So anyway, come to a work party, and I'd had a run, but where I was fishing was like super snaggy, super tight lines. Like you got to be sit there, like no room for error. And it's just gone, and it's gone down this channel, and I've picked it up, fighting away, left, right. I'm absolutely like it's beating me up. It's taking the rod out, twitching out into the lake and everything, left and right, and I finally got it in. And I was just like, oh my God, it was a high 30, I'm sure it was a 38, 39 pounder. And there's pictures that will show that in a moment. But that has got to been a good 25-minute scrap of intensity. Like, I know that lake, I know what was down there. There's stumps coming out everywhere because they've had like trimmings and stuff done around there so you could actually fish it. And yeah, just absolute chaos, mate. And that's probably the best fighting French carp I've had to this
Yeah,
day. Not the biggest, but definitely real good scrap.
mega battle,
Yeah.
eh?
So, mate there, like, well, he was meant to be there, should we say. It was that moment that he'd actually gone up to the toilet or whatever, and I was watching his rods, and he come down and he's sitting in the net, and I was just like, he says, yo, you look pretty fucked, man. And I'm like, mate, my arm is gone. And then we just both obviously got it out, took the pictures, and was absolutely buzzing, yeah.
Oh, mint. That's what it's all about in my eyes, mate. Them like them memories and them moments in fishing. You know what I mean? It's just that it's that moment shared together if you're with someone, or it's that moment when you're alone as well, and you're looking down at the net and you're like, yes, and you want to send it to someone. It's just that moment in it. It just gives you that buzz, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely, 100%. I mean, for me, I'll get just as excited when like one of my good pals or someone that I know, like, and you can just tell that they're like a kid again, like, oh my God, what's going on? And they're all super get like, excited and everything. I love it. I love it all. That's
Yeah,
why I
'cause
look like going on socials and these group events and stuff. So
you see what it means to them, can't you?
yeah, yeah.
And that's the buzz in it. So obviously you've mentioned the two old boys there, mate, who you obviously started going with and that. So obviously, who's been your biggest influence in carp fishing? Would you say? Would you say they've had like a part of it? Obviously, getting you into it, and
Oh, 100%. I mean, it was, yeah, definitely them two that have obviously spurred it off to where it's ventured to now, shall we say. Because if it wasn't for them, they wouldn't have picked me up. They wouldn't have took me. Because at the time I wasn't driving. I was only young, 16. Do you know what I mean? No driving. It was just picked up and looked after by them. So, and obviously it wasn't. I mean, you could get onto YouTube and stuff then, but it wasn't as detailed as it is now. So
yeah,
obviously everything I learned was from them showing me, this is what you do. You want to get some of this. You want to do this. You want to do that. And it was all a lot of bottom bait fishing, if I'm honest, and PVA mesh and lead clip stuff. And it weren't until I ventured out on my own. Obviously, I learned that there's a lot more to non-weedy waters and like, different setups, and it gets all technical. But they've definitely sparked the fire. Definitely.
yeah, good man. It's good, isn't it? So, so, Rob, do you set yourself goals or targets, or do you just enjoy the moment when you're on the bank? Then,
Well, no, I wouldn't say. I mean, obviously, if I see something, then I'll be like, yeah, I'd love to come back and have that. So, like, to myself, I'll be like, yeah, be nice to get that. But at the end of the day, as long as I get to go out fishing and, meet new people, try new things, and just sort of live it free, if you like. I love the fact that I'm self-employed, currently single, so everything's like freelance, do you know what I mean? And it always helps when you want to get out. That's all I ever think about is just getting out of the bank, if I'm honest.
yeah, that's it, mate. Yeah, like I say, this week I've had a walk around the lake and stuff, mate, and the buzz just to even seeing the lake, mate. I just can't wait to get back down now, mate.
Yeah, there's literally like, I don't know how to put it. There's like, there's an eerie feeling when you go to somewhere new and it looks mega and
Mm. That's what I'm
you think,
going for
yeah,
at the minute. Yeah, that's what I'm going for at the minute, mate. I'm trying to suss it out before the spring hits, mate. And up to now, it's like a mystery because we haven't seen anything yet. So, yeah, it's getting me even more though the fact that I haven't seen anything. So we've only seen like 9 pictures at the minute, 9 pictures of carp in there. So it's uh,
yeah,
it's
no,
it's going to be
no.
a special one, like.
Good, well, rooting for you, mate, rooting for you.
And I need everyone rooting for me at the minute, mate. I tell you, dry net they're calling me at work. So.
Really?
Yeah, it was a quiet year last year, mate. But sometimes that's what it is in carp fishing, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, I've had my spells. I make it out like I've been like this for years and years. It's only been like the last 2, 3 years I've been so intense with it, but there's been ups and downs throughout of all of this. Yeah, there's been spells where I've had a couple of years of some fishing through like, relationships and all that stuff. And
Yeah,
I really do feel, like I'm living my best life at the moment. So
yeah, hit the ground running this year, mate, and in it. So and
yeah,
just go for it, man, innit?
that's it, mate. Yeah.
To enjoy the moment, mate. So obviously with the Lonely Carper, our page, mate, being a social media. What are your views on social media? With your obviously you're quite active on Instagram and stuff, and so what are your views on social media?
I'll be honest. There was a point where I was like, "Oh, what's that? What's that? Do you know what I mean? What's that all about?" And then obviously you get into it, and then you realise how many other people are carp anglers and stuff. And it's yeah, like I just thought, you know what? I'm gonna sort of like show what I get up to and stuff, and
Mm.
see what other people are doing. So I'm on social media quite a lot now, but there was a point where I didn't agree with it. But yeah,
Yeah, your page is mega though, mate. And it's like it's always dead active, and you're sharing a bit of company and stuff. Your particle, is it the particle?
Yeah, I'm a team member of Midland Mixes Particle. Have been for a good few months. Good few
Yeah,
months. I'm sure it's all right for 9 now. But yeah, it's great stuff. Love obviously what he's about with his obviously a small business with great products. So yeah, I'll share the hell out of him. Same with Halo Baits. Exactly what I've just said. Small company, starting to grow. Wicked. Love sharing everything. They do great products. So yeah, just try and keep active on social media. Do you know? Because if you go a bit quiet, it can go really, dead, can't it? So
yeah, that's a good thing about social media, or helping them small companies out as well, mate. Like, obviously, someone sees you catch a fish, mate, and straight away they want to see. Obviously, it's just interaction in it, and they can see you using Halo Bait and seeing the particle.
yeah,
And
100%, mate. 100%.
so, Rob, basically, mate, we're going to like a it's not like a quick fire, but if you want to take it anywhere, mate, you can. So basically, mate, we're gonna fire away. Don't worry if a few of them are tricky ones, mate. So basically, the awkward one we always start with is 2 words to describe yourself, mate.
Young and free, I'd like to think.
That's a good one, mate. It's a good one.
Yeah.
If carp didn't exist, mate, what would you target?
If carp didn't exist, what would the target? Well, I have caught catfish in the past to, about £80, and it's absolutely insane, crazy. And you definitely break your arm doing stuff like that daily. So probably not them, although it is all sitting there behind that rod when they're actually going insane and they're a good size. Sturgeon. But yeah, sturgeon are cool. I don't know. Yeah, I'd say sturgeon because I could venture out to like Alaska and try and catch some absolute megadon things.
Mm,
That'll probably be the way forward. Yeah, I'm
yeah,
not really species. I don't fish for any of the species. I literally fish for carp only. A lot of people think I'm mad or whatever, or don't agree with it, or you're out in -5 fishing for carp in the middle of winter and stuff. It's just what I'm about. Don't really do much piking. Don't do anything else like that. So
so sturgeon, eh?
sturgeon, try and get them megadon.
Like it, mate. Like it. So, mate, a little tricky one again, mate. Who's the best angler you fish with, in your opinion?
No, that's a hard one because I don't want people to listen to this and be like, "Oh, what you mean?" Literally, well, there's that good handful of people that I've been with because there's been so many different scenarios. But I could name one.
One that springs
Um,
to mind.
I'd say my mate Ryan King. He's a northern lad, and yeah, he's good at what he does. When he does it, he's a bit busy with life at the moment, so he's not fishing as much. But when he's out and about, mate, he's on fire.
Yeah, sound. One angler you'd love to go fishing with, then, mate. We'll flip it.
I'd love to go fishing with. Well, I've got a lot of stuff that's Nash tackle. I believe in they do a lot of thought and process, and the stuff's really good, and etc. etc. So going on that, I'd say any of the lads out there really, Blair, Ollie Davis, Henry Lennon, Dan Yeomans, any of them, literally any of them, any of the Nash team.
Yeah, be a good day out. Be a good day out that with the Nash lads. Like I say, I agree. I think some reason the Nash videos and the Nash team, there seem to be so many good individuals there. It's just a mega team in it. It's just
Yeah, yeah. Good, yeah, definitely. There's never a dull moment with a video from Nash, in my opinion. But whether that's me being biased, other people might think different, but that's my opinion.
No, I agree. I agree, mate. Them Nash videos just grip you from start to finish. I think it's what they do. I think it's like they take the time picking the lads. I think and they hand pick them and I think they know what they can. Every one of them's got a different range, and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Great team together, really. So
yeah. So, mate, if you had to pick a carp, so we'll go commons or mirrors.
got to be mirrors.
Mirrors.
Purely the fact, just purely the fact that you never know, they're all different. Do you know what I mean?
Mm, yeah,
I mean, yeah, you can get different commons. You can get long ones, thin ones, fat ones, small head ones, big head ones. They're all different shapes and sizes and everything. But with a mirror, you can get some like I don't know, like I don't know if you've ever had it, but I've like stared into the tail of a carp before, and I was like, whoa, that's like starburst, like mad stuff, and it's just crazy.
Yeah, yeah, the mega out there, mate. The mirrors are just insane.
Yeah, definitely.
So, mate, a UK 40 or overseas 60?
Probably a UK 40 purely because I don't seem to have much luck with big fish here. Not that that bothers me because I still like catching fish, but yeah, UK 40, but it's close to home, mega,
Yeah,
definitely.
I'm the same there, mate. I'll be totally honest. I don't seem to have much luck in the UK. Whether that's, I always put it down to whether that's time, because when I do go overseas, I got 7 days on the bank, and
Yeah,
I feel like I can get something going with 7 days, even if I have a bad. Because obviously, if you go on a session, normally it's 48 hours. If you have a bad 2 days, 48 hours, that's it. You pack up and you're gone. But in France and
yeah,
places, you have 2 days, don't you? And if you're
yeah,
blanking,
definitely.
you still got the rest of the week. So, mate, a bit of a funny one, mate. If you've ever, most expensive thing you've ever dropped into the lake, mate, or any personal item.
Um,
Have you ever dropped out in the lake? Phones are out.
now I'm just trying to think now. I've got stories of other people that I've heard of, but not me. To be honest, I think like the worst thing that I've dropped is like sounds silly, but like a brand new baiting needle. I've literally bought it that afternoon, gone fishing, it's dropped and it's gone, and it's just gone badunk through the
Yeah,
staging that I was fishing for the place before. But I've witnessed before years ago. This was back with the old boys. Um, we used to go with a group, and there was a few more, and they were fishing around the other side of the lake, and we heard this massive commotion in the middle of the night. Didn't hear the splash, me. I must have been out for the count, but woke up and everyone's like, "Oh, he's fell in like this," and I'm like, "Who's fell in?" And I didn't really know everyone's names. It was like, first time meeting stuff, and I was like, "Oh yeah, yeah, him in Peg 5, like." And I've gone, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." Just gone round, and he just got up in the night for a run and just slipped and went, and for some reason had his van keys in his pocket. He's gone in head first, come out the lake with a lump of clay on his forehead, bald guy. Come out, played it so cool. Everyone's absolutely ripping him, and he's like, "Yeah, the only thing you can stop laughing about is the fact that I've dropped my van keys in there." Then they was all trying to get rakes out the van from like work or whatever, trying to get the keys, and it turned out he's had to phone the missus, come get the spare key, dropped it to him, and then he just decided to back up and go. So it was a terrible event for him, but it was funny as hell to watch.
what a story, mate.
Yeah,
Bloody
literally,
hell.
mate.
Oh, I'd be devastated. I'd be devastated, lose my keys.
Oh.
Like,
Well, there was a time that I didn't break anything, lose anything as such, but I was late getting to a four-man social. Three of my mates from local to me where I live, and we were going down to the lake that they'd booked. They'd all got there because they had the day off, and I couldn't get the day off. So I was like, "Do you know what? I've got to work." I went there after work, and obviously they're all set up. They've given me the rubbish swim, whatever, last man in, I'll have it. And I had to set the rods up in the lake. Obviously, it's waders' job, so I've got the waders on, put the rods in, all set, done three rods. Got back and I thought, oh no, I need to get my net out there. So if I go out there in a rush or whatever, the net's there, do you know what I mean? So it was quite a little, I don't know, 6 foot out into the water. So anyway, I got two mates. One of them's, I don't know, I think he's cooking himself a burger and he's in the furthest from me. I'm on like the inner of a horseshoe. So I'm on the right, which is the fourth peg. Mate next to him five, then six, then seven. So number seven's doing what he's doing, and number five and six are with me. And I'm getting off. I need to put my net out in the lake, and all. And they're like, "Oh God, look at you, oh Mr. Carpy, Carpy, like he's taking the mick." And I've gone, "Yeah, yeah, check me out, Mr. Carpy, Carpy, like this." And I've walked out, one step, two step, slip. Didn't realise there was a little shelf. I've gone in, I've gone under, over the waders, got off, and then my two mates are standing there like, don't know what to do. Because they're like, "Is he going to kick off? What's he going to do? Is he going to laugh?" And I just burst into laughter. And they were like, "No, wait, we thought you were going to kick off." And then all three of us were laughing. And they were like, "Why aren't you screwing?" I said, "Because I know for some reason, at the second I hit that water, I knew I'd got spare clothes and a towel in the van, so I was not bothered." So I literally scurried off with waders hanging upside down, put some Crocs on, went to number seven and went to his divvy door. drenched brown rat, and he was just absolutely pissing himself. And just when I got changed and carried on the session, so I was quite fortunate with that. But it's funny as well, mate.
Yeah, I've done, I actually done the same thing, mate, this year, last year, sorry, on my birthday it was. I had my waders on, went a step back and just went under. I was like, oh,
No,
start the morning as well. Now worse, mate.
nah, not when you just set up either. First of the morning, bloody hell, that must have been. Was it a cold one or
No, it was May, so it was all right, mate. It was a May morning, so it wasn't too bad, man.
the tail end of summer for me? Luckily, the sun was drying stuff out as I was sorting myself out. If that makes sense.
Yeah. So, mate, if you had to choose one tackle company to use now for the rest of the year, mate, just one tackle company.
I'm already doing it, Nash.
Nash, that's it. Sound.
Any tackle, luggage, rods, alarms, bobbins, bed, bivvy, like the lot, mate, everything. The only thing that's letting me down at the moment is I need some buckets. Tried to get some from the Essex Carp Show. Did you think they had any? No.
Yeah, I've just trapped myself as well to a Nash bed.
Yeah, really good, man. I used to have the Indulgence SS4, if I remember rightly, wide. Um, and yeah, it was wicked, but I had to get rid of it because I wasn't as wide because I wasn't going to the gym as much, and it weighed a bit much. So I got the Scope fourfold, which is a bit more compact, suits me loads.
Yeah, I've got the indulgence. It's just got the compact.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking about getting that additionally for these colder weathers, but I haven't had a problem with this.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's lightweight, throw it on the barrel, sound.
nice. So if we had to go one bait company, mate, I think you've already mentioned in it, haven't you?
Yeah. Well, if I can split that up into obviously a one for boilies and a one for particle, because obviously that's what I'm with. They're two different things. But I love, obviously, that's what I use in my fishing. Then it'll be the ones that I'm with now. Yeah,
Yeah.
can't fault them.
So if you had to only use one, mate, Boiley's particle or pellet.
I'll probably say boilies only because that's sort of how I got into it with, being a young lad on a labourer's wage. Boilies, crushed boilies, and PVA bags. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, Boiley's. I went all Boiley's this year, mate. Sorry, last year. And to be honest, mate, I'm going to go back particle this year. I think.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely something to have in the armory, attacking it from different angles, i.e. using boilie and particle, but yeah, as I started on that, that's why I'd say use boilies.
Yeah. So, mate, if you could go fishing right now, mate, right now, you could just get your gear, go anywhere where you're heading.
If you're gonna say tomorrow, I'm going there, I think. I'm going to Burfield Complex tomorrow in a bit of a mixy social, and I'm absolutely buzzing for that. But if there was one spot where someone said, you know what, forget everything, you can go there now, it'd probably be load the van, drive to the ferry, get over to Europe, and do travel in Europe, public
Yeah.
fishing.
Yeah, I'd be mega, mate, wouldn't it? I think that's on my to-do list, like, mate. I want to do the canals and I want to jump from venue to venue, I think.
So I think, well, I don't think my plan is you said earlier on in the question about targets or and stuff like that and planning. Well, yeah, 25. I do want to do a month out, so I do want to just get in the van on my own, do it all on my own. There's no one to moan at, no one to like, contradicts what the sort of takes with the flow, if you like. 'Cause, like if you go and doing these public walks, sometimes you've got to walk a mission, you've got to do this. Some people can do better than others, and you just don't want to cause conflicts. I'm just going to do it on my own. And the plan is to drive down to Dover, get on Calais, get over, flip a coin, heads I'm going right for a month around France and come back and finish off in Belgium or tails or do the other way.
Nice. That sounds like a mega trip, that, mate.
Yeah, man. I think I've been talking about it for a bit now. Not really had the time to do it, if you like, or the way I've been and stuff being moved around where I live and everything like that. But I think, yeah, 25 is a definite
Yeah, it's something you've got to
reason.
do that. Something you got to do that, mate. It's be like I say, adventure of a lifetime, that man.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. I've had other people, like, what are you going to do for showering? What are you going to do for this? What are you going to do for that? And I'm like, you don't know fishing.
Nah, we survived, mate. That's what we are, innit?
Like, drive and survive, love it.
That's it. So, a bit of a flip side of it, mate. So, your favourite drink on the bank, mate? Do you two drink tea, coffee, or are you into beers on the bank, or what, mate?
Um, Definite tea and coffee. I'm not a drinker, as I used to be a drinker as a kid, but unfortunate events, I managed to lose my front teeth. So I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the trauma from it all or whatever. But ever since then, I don't really touch drink. I just don't enjoy it. I don't like the control and everything. If anything, I just like to have a smoke and a cup of coffee or a cup of tea. So
Yeah, well, I like a cup of coffee on the back, like.
yeah, nothing beats that morning coffee, mate.
Nah, that's it, mate. That's it. So, what's your favourite, like, a bit of a flip side? I haven't really asked this, mate. What's your favourite go-to rig there, mate? I think you mentioned a multi-rig, didn't you?
Yeah, if I know that there's like, it's clear, it's sound, there's no problems, as in, when I say problems, as in foliage, weed, any obstacles, you've got to think about that sort of thing. If you know it's not like that, then I'll just simply bang out either a Ronnie rig, a multi rig, um, sort of don't do much bottom paints, if I'm honest. The most you'll get me on the bottom is a snowman rig.
Yeah,
Um, but then if it's on the flip side and it's a wild water, weedy, you're looking for the hole in the weed type thing that it would be toddy.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
I'm starting to lean towards a choddy now, like, mate. That's what I had my success in France on choddy rigs, and I'm starting to lean towards them now, mate.
yeah, I mean, for me, whatever the situation is, I feel like I'm gonna have to cover it, and that's kind of why my name on Instagram is Riggy Rob, because well, somebody actually thought of the idea for me, so I took the idea off them, shall we say? But I put Riggy Rob because I'm always, messing with rigs, whether it be stiff things, whether it be tying a new toddy, whether it be fucking doing a multi rig or trying this, trying that, and yeah,
Good name that though, innit? Riggy Rob.
yeah, it's a good name. It's a good
All
name
right,
to be
mate.
fair.
It's quality, but tell you what, mate. Like I say, you've unless you want to add something, Rob, you've absolutely smashed it there, mate.
Yeah, I mean, I could add another story about an event at Yorkshire, but it's more with what he did instead of what I did. But it's just a story about the conditions we went in, man. It was chaos, absolute chaos. Basically, I spent, I think it was 9 weekends, and sometimes them weekends starting on the morning of a Friday or a Thursday night, should I say. Um, I think there's only one or two that I didn't actually go, but basically, I got the bug for this place. And I can't spill where it is. I can just say it's in the north.
Yeah,
And my northern friend from Yorkshire, we got speaking, met up. First time I fished it was on my own. Second time with him, and then continued to be with him. What we fully campaigned it, but basically it got to the point where I'd got the bug for this place, and I weren't going anywhere but this place. It was like, oh my god, I'm finishing Thursday, buzzing. Oh, I'm finishing Friday. Oh, not so good. And I'd just get there, and it would be 2.5 hour drive. Like everything revolved around going to this lake. But anyway, we've been going there. I've done 13 nights. I've had nothing. I'm starting to tweak, and I'm like, bloody hell, what's going on? And then I had one. It was only a stocky. It was only small, but it really lit that fire. And then that was it. Then the bug was back again, and I like it. Not that it went, but it was even more. And I was like, right, no matter the weather, because there was talk about, oh, we've got bad weather coming. We're not going, are we? And I went, nah, I'm still going. I'm still going. And the only one out of the three of us that said that there wasn't, that said they would come was this lad I'm talking about. And anyway, got there, torrential rain. Then we've decided we want to fish the other side of the lakes. We've got a barrel around 24 acre, 26 acre, so it's the other side. Got round there, which then meant that we're in the direction of the wind and the rain. Now, I didn't check the weather because I just had this, aura of Yorkshire Lake. That's it. Let's go. Let's go to the north. And I got there, and my pal met me in the car park. No, sorry, I picked him up, and then we got to the car park, and he went, "Have you checked weather?" And I went, "No." And he went, "Yeah, it's staying on here, 55 mile an hour to 65 mile an hour winds." And I went, "No way." He goes, "Yeah, directed at where we've been talking about we want to fish, because obviously we've been assessing the lake, we've been round it every weekend, if you like." So anyway, I went, "Yeah, I'm down, mate. I'm down." He went, "Yeah, yeah, sound." Went over there, set up. I've got a Nash Titan Hide Pro. Absolute rate it, mate. Direction straight at us. 65-mile-an-hour wings. Absolutely solid it. Whereas my mate, on the other hand, bivvy snapped in half, struggling. Fucking, he had to end up basically sitting in my bivvy all night. We didn't sleep that night purely because the fishing was absolutely ace. Um, I'd got my, I'm sure this was the first stocky that I just mentioned, actually, the first fish that I'd had out of this lake. And, yeah, he's in my bivvy and the rods are going beep, 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 wind, rain, gusts, like, and I'm like, mate, I don't know if I can handle this. I need to get my head down, like, I'm absolutely rattled. He's gone, no, no, we can do this, we can do this. So in the end, I wound in one of them, which was getting abused by a weed and brought the location where it was, so left the two out. And then he's gone, I'm in. And he's at his rods, it's pouring down. I'm like, you joking? He's like, no, 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 I'm in. So he had one fish, he had two fish. I think he had three, and then he had a fourth fish as he was packing up, so he fucking smashed it, right? One of them was the A-teamer that we've both been talking about. Another one was an absolute stunner. It wasn't an A-teamer, but it could have been, but it's just a nice backing fish. And then the other ones were smaller fish, but it doesn't matter. The buzz that we had from that. And I was happy for him. I was taking the pictures for him. He was loving life and I was loving life. And, it was just wicked. And that's, yeah,
What a story, mate.
crazy stuff. Literally, literally. And this is all, let's just say that was last year, but when we had all these storms coming through, December, that was them.
Wow, what a story,
Started.
mate. You definitely have to send us some pictures of them, mate.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, not my cat. There's only two or three fish that I've got I've caught from that lake, but only one from that night. But the fish that he caught, yeah, mega. I've got to be careful what I'm saying and obviously spilling because it's public water. Don't want everybody, plowing on. That's our sort of respect for him, sort of sharing it with me. But
No, definitely, mate. Totally get it. But Rob, it's been absolutely mega, mate, and really appreciate you being on, telling your stories and stuff. So, mate, I hope you have a cracking year this year. It's all about the journey, mate. So enjoy it.
yeah, man, definitely. I'll obviously let you know how we'll get on and stuff, and keep following my journey as well. So yeah.
Definitely. Thanks for being on the podcast, mate.
No problem at all, mate. No problem at all.